Welcome. We will discuss how to use Azure Traffic Manager for global traffic distribution and directing users to the best performing or geographically closest endpoint for optimized experience in this episode specifically. So let's get started. So let's start with the first topic, that is route user to the best performing or geographically closest endpoint. Now, Azure Traffic Manager use DNS-based routing to direct users to the nearest or best performing endpoints where your service is running. This actually improves the user experience and minimizes the latency by routing traffic efficiently. Now, performance routing. Well, this method routes traffic based on the lowest latency, ensuring that users connect to the fastest endpoint possible. So that is the first method or the category, that how you can route the traffic. The next one is geographical routing. Well, geo-routing or geographic routing direct user to a specific endpoint based on their geographical location, improving access speed and reliability. It's like if you are in Mexico, let's say, and you go to Google, well, you will go to the Google's Mexican page, right? Or if you type apple.com, you will go to the website of Apple specifically made for Mexico region. So that is your geo-routing. The next is health monitoring. Well, Traffic Manager continuously monitors the endpoint health, ensuring that traffic is only routed to the healthy resources. This ensures high availability and prevent routing to a failed endpoint or any unhealthy endpoint server. Multi-region distribution. Well, Azure Traffic Manager allows for traffic distribution across multiple Azure regions, optimizing performance and ensuring resilience in the event of regional failure. So if one region is gone, Traffic Manager will route your request to other stable region automatically for you. Now, how about implementing front door as well? Well, for global load balancing and intelligent routing, you can combine Traffic Manager with Azure Front Door, where Azure Front Door will stay in the front, it's in the name, and Traffic Manager is actually configured behind it, which brings together the performance, optimization, and high availability for your applications worldwide. So let's go to the lab and check out how we can apply Traffic Manager concepts via Azure portal. So I will see you in the lab. All right, welcome back to your next lab on Azure Traffic Manager profiles. So now we will search for Azure Traffic Manager profile on the search bar and then click on it. As you can see, I don't have any Traffic Manager profiles yet. So first you have to create at least one Traffic Manager profile. And before that, you should also have your backend resource ready. So for this demo, I already have a web server running at the backend with a web application deployed on it. Now let's go ahead and create our Traffic Manager profile. So click on Create, select your resource group, and give this profile a name. I will call it NITA web SRVR server.trafficmanager.net. Now the routing method. That's the beauty of Traffic Manager, that it have multiple routing method. So you can have multiple backend resources in different places, and now it depends on which routing method you selected. Traffic Manager will distribute the traffic accordingly. If you go with performance, then you can give weightage, not actually weightage. Performance means whichever resource is actually more idle. Weighted means that you give the weightage to a resource. So as priority means you will give priority. Geographic means if the user is requesting from Canada, that user will get the Canadian server hosting your web server or website, and so on. So for the demo, I will just select performance because I only have one backend resource. Click tags and click next. Remember, you can configure it you can configure the routing method later on after deploying your Traffic Manager profile. So let's wait for it. And here we go. So you have your Traffic Manager profile. If you click on Overview, this is the FQDN where the Traffic Manager is listening for your request. So I'll just copy it. And if I paste it here, nothing happens. Because after creating your Traffic Manager profile, you also have to configure it. You have to put your resources at the back end. So where will you go? Well, you will go to Settings. Configuration is all done already. So it's listening on port 80 HTTP. You will go to Endpoints. This is where you add your endpoints. Yes, there are many other features like alerts, metrics. You can also check the logs and so on. But in any traffic manager, the initial configuration and the endpoint are the two main part. As you can see, you can change the routing method as well. Let's go to endpoints. So there is 0 endpoints. So we have to add one. Let's do that. So what kind of endpoint you have? Remember, Traffic Manager can actually transfer or send the request to on-premises infrastructure as well. So your endpoint can be external, nested, or even on Azure. Mine is running on Azure, so I'll select that. You will give this endpoint a name. I will just call it NITA Web S Server, SRVR. Now, target resource type. What kind of resource is it? Is it a cloud service, app service slot, or just a public IP address? My website is running on a machine with a public IP. I'm not using any platform as a service. So I'll select public IP address. Here you will select your target resource. As you can see, these are two public IPs which I cannot use because Traffic Manager actually work with DNS names. So the public IP must have a DNS name associated to it. So I will select that. Now health check, I will keep it enabled and click on add. Here we go. We have at least one endpoint. Then you can add more endpoints like that. Okay, so let's go back to our overview, or we can even refresh this page. Not done yet. Let's wait for maybe like 30 seconds. Okay, this is the page. And here we go. So now our Traffic Manager is routing our request to the web server at the backend. This is a very simple initialization of your Traffic Manager. Now, when you use multiple Traffic Manager, then you can create a structure where the front Traffic Manager can actually distribute traffic according to, let's say, geographical areas. And the rear, or the Traffic Manager behind it, can actually distribute the traffic according to priority or any other routing method you like. Now let's change the routing method to geographic, right? I changed it and I saved it. It's done. So now let's check the routing method again, if it is configured or not. Yes, so the routing method is changed. So I will go back again to endpoints. and add the same endpoint again. So I will just type NITA web SRVR. It is actually a cloud service, but right now I'm using public IP to point it out. This is the server. And as you can see, now we have to map it to a geographical area. So regional grouping, I will say, let's say Asia. And so let's go to a European country. Let's select, how about United Kingdom. Now, this is not important. The whole UK is selected, and let's enable. Yes, you can actually select multiple countries if you want. Let's add it. So now there is actually a condition. Rest, everything is as it is. A traffic manager is listening to your request. It will send you to the backend pool, but if the conditions are correct. So let's go ahead and try to connect with it again. The site cannot be reached because right now I am not in United Kingdom. So let me turn on my VPN for this device and select United Kingdom as my location. All right, so now we are in United Kingdom. As you can see, we are connected. Let's go back and check if our traffic manager rules are working or not. Here we go. So this is how you can create your traffic manager. And I will actually encourage you to play around with another routing method as well. There are multiple. And with that, this lab is also finished. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Welcome back from the lab. I hope now you know what Traffic Manager all is and what Traffic Manager can do for you. How to actually configure it, how to put your resources or your services behind a Traffic Manager, and how Traffic Manager will actually listen to the incoming request. So, to summarize, with Azure Traffic Manager, you can enhance user experience by routing the request to the closest or best performing endpoints. Monitor your endpoint health for high availability and ensure your resources are distributed across multiple regions for resilience. And then you can take advantage of Traffic Manager. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you in the next episode. Take care.